Oh hey, I didn't see you there. I assume you probably clicked on this video because you're looking for this guy, right? Yeah, let's find out if it's any good. Let's do it. So you're scrolling around, you're looking for a rangefinder that's budget friendly, works pretty good, and it's pretty high price, and just overall works fairly decent. And you came across this guy. Sadly, I don't have it in a box because I threw the box away like a dummy, and I only have this, but this is what you probably keep anyway, so don't worry about the box. I'm also going to try to make this review as short as I possibly can. But yeah, here's the rangefinder you're probably looking at, and this is the Tidewe, as you can see, the Tidewe Rangefinder Mini. Now don't forget that, because for some reason, they don't name their rangefinders like any specific model, kind of like the Vortex HD 1400 or the Loophole 1400i. They just call it the Tidewe rangefinder. Yeah, very classic. But anyways, wondering if this thing's worth buying, I'm going to be reviewing this and telling you guys every single detail I can and just showing you guys overall if this thing is solid enough. Now let's go ahead and go over all the details about this thing and go over some of the advanced details. So this thing is 3.72 inches in length, 2.17 inches in width, and 1.3 inches in height. So it's a pretty small rangefinder. It also has a magnification of 6 times, which is actually more than a Loophole 1400i and a Vortex 1400 HD. So that is one nice thing, which for some reason it's better. I don't know why. But yeah, you don't typically want too much magnification on a rangefinder, so it's honestly fine. 5 or 6 times. It will be perfect. And now the distance for this thing is, it ranges up to 3 to 857 yards in distance, so it can't really go to 1,000. The normal one can go to 1,000, but this one's these mini, so obviously you're not going to get too much out of it. But the color, it comes in leaf camo. I believe this is the only color you can get. I don't think there's any others. The box is also leaf camo as well. The case is also nice and magnetic too, snaps on just like that, so it's fairly quality and actually pretty premium. It's made out of aluminum alloy and ABS plastic, so material is very solid on this. Yeah, it's actually more premium than some of the Loopholes and Vortexes. They're smaller size, but I believe the Vortex actually is a little bit better in quality. So this thing gives them a challenge, and it should last a decent while depending on how long you have it. Of course, it is a hunting rangefinder, so do not think you're going to use this for golf. I mean, you can, but like without pin lock, it's might be a little bit hard. So I'd recommend it for hunting purposes only, but you can use it for whatever you want. It doesn't have to be just hunting. You can be ranging anything you want. So that's that. So yes, this thing is $60 to $70 price range, which is very cheap for a rangefinder, and I believe it's actually, I mean, that's pretty solid. You cannot find a rangefinder for that price and it being Tidewe, because Tidewe is actually a decent brand. And also the front of this thing twists for focus. You can also focus this thing in. And then you also have the 2 buttons on top, the power button and the button right here, which changes the modes. And there's 3 different modes on this thing that you will have. You have straight line vertical distance, you have horizontal distance, and you have speed to your target distance. Now, that's actually like the only modes you have, because it's not as advanced as Loophole or Vortex, and that is exactly where this thing has its downfall. Because compared to a Loophole or Vortex, you've got bow mode, rifle mode, you can change modes, it's got a bunch of advanced features where you can change a bunch of things. You can change the yards, you can change it from metric to imperial, so you have that going for you. But as far as advanced features go, this is going to be very, very basic, and that is why it's so cheap, guys. But if you don't care about those advanced features, then this thing will suit you just fine. Also, I forgot to mention, this thing is chargeable, so that means no batteries included. If you got a USB-C, it's USB-C. So if you take your USB-C, whichever cord you have, I assume you have one. Come on, open up, little boy. Then you plug it in right there, as you can see. USB-C into the rangefinder. Then you plug this into your outlet. It will now display a red light, and boom, bada boom, it's charging. Perfect. So that is the charging. The charging is very simple. Now the battery, some people are probably wondering how long does it last. Would actually last up to 20,000 ranging times every time you use it. 20,000, guys. That is a lot, actually. That's more than my brain can comprehend. But it's fine, because you got decent battery life on this thing. Very, very solid. Now, obviously, if you don't like charging your rangefinder, then yeah, it's kind of a thing you have to do with this one. I'm not sure if the other one, the other Tidewe rangefinder has a battery or if it's chargeable. I'm not exactly sure on that. But yeah, as far as this goes, it's charging, which I think is pretty nice over just having a regular battery, because then you have to change the battery out every time. But overall, pretty solid that they have that. It also weighs 0.3 pounds, which is very light, so it makes it very light and compact for whatever you need to do. It's also waterproof as well. Well, I mean, not very waterproof. It's got an IP rating of 54, which if you don't know already, you can't just throw it in a lake and then pick it up and expect to be running. It's only immune to like slight splashes and stuff. Like you can't take it out in heavy rain, but if it's just sprinkling outside and you have this thing in the rain, it'll be just fine. So now we've kind of reviewed everything, all the details and whatnot. Let's get outside and test this thing out, see how good it is at ranging stuff, show you guys what the UI looks like inside of this thing, and show you how accurate and just see how good this thing really is. Alrighty guys, so we are now outside. We've got the rangefinder right here. As you can see, it's very cold out here, and I want to get back as fast as I can, so we're going to go ahead and hurry and get this thing tested. So we're just going to go ahead and try to quickly range that tree down there. As you can see the tree right there I'm pointing at, and see how good it does. Might be kind of hard to get it focused. I don't know if you guys can see the best or not. Go ahead and try to get a range. I am very shaky with this. Don't know if you guys can see that great or not, but it's currently ranging at about 25 yards. As you guys can see there, yeah, 25 yards it's looking like. You can also cycle through the different modes as well. You can cycle through vertical, horizontal, and speed ranging. Obviously you guys can't see very good because I'm trying to do this through my phone, which is not working the best. As far as that goes, that's the ranging test done out of the way. Back to the review table. It's freezing out here. Alright, so after reviewing this thing and using all the modes, honestly I'm going to say it's not actually that bad. It's actually pretty good for being this little lightweight mini compact rangefinder, and 60 to 70, maybe 50 bucks. This thing is pretty solid for its price. So do not underestimate Tidewe, unless you buy like a something else that might not be so good. Buy at your own risk. I also forgot to mention that the battery is lithium. It's a 650 mAh battery, so it's pretty solid. It's not going to be one of those garbage batteries, and with you being USB-C, obviously it's going to be pretty fast at charging and pretty reliable. So that's pretty much it for this review, guys. This is the review of the Tidewe Rangefinder Mini rangefinder. Cannot forget to say that because obviously you might get them mixed up. But this rangefinder is all in all very solid. You can put it on your belt if you want because it's got the little latch right there. For a lot of cases do. I don't really know why I'm saying that even. But overall, this thing is pretty solid. And final question is, would I recommend you to buy this thing? And the answer is yes. Maybe. If you're looking for a rangefinder that is going to be just a cheap budget one just for the now and maybe not you use forever, this rangefinder is perfect for that. If you want to buy something cheap, that way you can save up for a better rangefinder in the future, that is definitely the option in buying this thing. But overall, if you're not really a big hunter and you're kind of just looking for a rangefinder that you can use just to range distances, you don't really care about those advanced details and all the other ones, this thing will be perfectly fine. But as for that, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And as for now, I will range y'all later. See ya.